Welcome to John Michael's Rockbox podcast. I'm your host, John Michael. Very exciting to bring this podcast to you. It is, as I always say, a show of talent. And by no means is it a talent show. So with that, on this Rockbox podcast, you're going to hear interviews from the likes of musicians, both local and national. We're going to interview authors. We're going to have some comedians on here. Fitness and health experts, and basically anything that rocks, we're going to try to incorporate that into these videos. They're going to be informative. They're going to be inspirational. They're going to be a whole lot of fun. And so with that, I say sit back and get ready for this episode of John Michael's Rockbox podcast. Thanks for being around. There he is. All right.
Yes.
We got it going on.
See, it's working. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I
got on my teddy bear shirt.
Hey, I like that one. Look at giant-sized legend. See, now you got a rocking shirt on there. Is that Lego on the side?
No, it's Legend.
Legend. There it is.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Because he is. Oh, look, Tony,
everybody likes the teddy bear.
That's right. Isn't that true? I like that.
Yeah.
So I am looking at your resume, Tony. Tony Hale, by the way, is our guest today. And let me read a little bit of this, if you don't mind.
I don't mind at all.
Tony
better you than me.
Yeah, right. He's a veteran health and fitness expert, over 30 years of experience in the industry. He's an expert in competitive powerlifting and bodybuilding, weaponless self-defense, boxing, street survival, nutrition, and group exercise. Man, you've got, and that's just part of the resume.
Oh yeah, that's, I do also, I'm an author. I have books that are bestsellers in Europe. Actually, we're actually translating 2 of them for the U.S. right now. One is a New You in 8 weeks, which is a conglomeration of all of 30 plus years of experience. Because Karen is an intricate part of the situation. We've been working together for 25 years. And so she does holistic nutrition. So that book actually is the Bible in which you can actually, if you follow the book,
right,
you can literally change your life no matter what you're dealing with, because it addresses cells. When we get your cellular health and know that you only have to exercise for 20 minutes. Oh my God, it opens up a new thing. So it's a lot of stuff I do, man. I mean, we'll be here all day talking about that. But,
well, that's all right. We got time, man. We're in no time limit today.
Yeah. So today, actually, this year I'll be 62.
So will I.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you know?
Yeah.
Well, brothers, man, same age.
Yeah,
I love it.
I say, hey, we're the new 60. I'm telling you right now. And that's how you're supposed to. I tell the guys, I said, look, when you look at me, you think I'm 30 or 40. No, I'm the new 60, and I'm proud of it,
That's,
Until I got something in the mail that called me a senior citizen, then I start like, oh, man.
Do you remember when I don't know if you had ever got it, but when AARP sent that first little letter to your house, and you're going like, what? Why is this in my mailbox, and why is my name on it?
Yes. Yes, I'm telling you, man. It's like, and then you look at the senior citizen menu, like you can get like discounts on food, and then I have to show my ID.
Oh no,
so
that's great.
Yeah,
it's really fabulous if they still card you for buying alcohol. I need to see your ID.
Well, but see, I don't drink, so it's
all right. I don't really either.
Yeah, it's like I only like one drink, man, and I only have that like, ooh, my goodness, probably every maybe 2, 3, 4 years is port. I love my port, man. I love that port. Man, I could do commercials on port. By the end of that, I'm gonna be like, ugh.
And that's the great thing about not drinking much, because exactly. You become a cheap date,
Yes.
Just,
and if you date somebody who drinks, now they gotta go.
This isn't gonna work, honey.
Too much money.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah, no
alcohol's
kidding.
expensive.
Was it
Yeah, alcohol is
$15 a
expensive.
pop? I don't think so.
Yeah, what the port is in a little glass like this. The unique thing about port is every grape is individually picked, handpicked, and they all have to be the same temperature for process. And
Really?
so a little cup like this could be anywhere between, if it's a 10 or 20 or 30 or 40, they have all the way up to 50 years, can cost anywhere between 20 to $50, that little spot like that.
Oh, my
Yeah,
stepdad used to love port.
it's so amazing. It's
Oh, yeah.
smooth.
And you know what? I've never tried it. I never tried it. I guess maybe I'll have to sample that. You know,
Start with the 10-year first.
on that 1 year that you decide to
Uh-huh.
drink, let me know, and we'll
Yes,
meet
yes,
somewhere and we'll have a port.
yes. I think this is going to be the beginning of a great relationship.
I think so, Tony.
Yeah, because I have a lot to share. My conviction is about health. I don't really take sides. I don't politics. I don't really deal with that very well. Somebody
That's
asked
all
me a
right.
question about them. I said, politics and lawyers. How you know that they're lying is when their mouths are moving.
Yeah, that's right, isn't it?
Yeah,
You just
that's what I say.
you look at him with
And
like a deer in the headlights, going like,
oh,
what?
I say, put your thinking cap, because we got this thing, the virus going around. I said, put your thinking cap on now.
Yeah,
The dirty kid is more likely to survive than the clean kid.
yeah, huh? Isn't that right?
Exactly.
Because since we're the same age, we were the
Hmm.
kids that ran out, with no cell phones, mind you. The
Exactly.
phone was on a wall or on a counter.
Exactly.
We would
Yes.
wake up and, your mom would say, well, what are you going to do today? And, well, I got to go to
Hmm.
my friend's house. And
Uh-huh.
so off we go, get on the bicycle and ride over, knock on the door. Hey, is
Exactly.
so-and-so awake? And then leave. And then you're gone the whole day, drinking,
Exactly.
drinking water from the
Yeah.
hose, asking the
Yeah.
people as you're riding your bikes, hey, is it okay if I have one of your oranges from your tree? And that's how you fed yourself all day long.
or like me, you find the apple tree and you steal.
That's it.
Until they come out and say, "Get out of my yard."
Hey, yeah, get
You
off my
gotta,
grass. Leave my
you
tree
hold your
alone.
shirt out like this and you dump the apples in and you just run with that.
We're good
Yeah,
for the
those were the
day, man.
days. Those were the days, wasn't they?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man, when it took a village to raise a child. It's
I'm
just
telling you.
amazing
I'm
how it's
telling you.
changed today. So,
Oh,
my passion for fitness and health is it goes deeper than the superficial point of view that we got out here right now.
sure.
Gyms are very when gyms closed, people got fat,
Yeah.
which should tell you that gyms are also ran by corporate,
Mm-hmm.
and their concern is making money.
Sure.
So it's the recidivism rate is so high with not only membership, that's why they push sales, but also with the people hired to teach the people how to be healthy. Usually they're young. And so a 20-year-old can't tell a 30, 40-year-old person how to be in shape. It just doesn't go together. They don't even have the experience to
Yeah.
understand how different it is. So my passion when I started it, can I go into when I kind of started everything?
Yes, absolutely.
In regards to all the other stuff that I do, which is a long list. People say send your resume. I mean, I went to dental school, graduated dentistry. I worked in dentistry for a while. I had a when I was a weaponless self-defense instructor for the state of California. That was my law enforcement experience for 14 years.
Wow.
And then I started the program called Fight Back, which is women's self-defense. I made it very practical for women to be able to defend themselves, the anatomy of a crime, so that they won't become a victim.
Right.
And then I actually have a mentorship program where I help and assist men and women on how to be free from the financial aspects of having a job. Because there are people out there that are determined to be independent, but they don't know
Absolutely.
how.
Yeah.
So by the time they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars going to motivational seminars, they made all of them rich. They got all this
Mm,
information, and that's it. So, back in the day when we were growing up, you know, we had mentors. We had people that we could talk to.
sure.
The elderly we respected 100%, and they gave
Yeah.
us wisdom. Now we
Yes.
don't have that anymore. So everybody's saying, "Look, I'm successful. You really don't have any idea So you say, I'm successful, and you can too. Just send me $15,000 and you'll receive absolutely free the instruction book to be. They go, oh, by the
Yes.
way, the book is free, but the course is 15 grand.
Yes. Yes.
But they don't tell you that. They don't tell you that. But my whole thing is just to tell people the truth. And the only way that I can do that is I have to become that. So even when I'm not with my people, my clients and my fans and friends, this is when I do my best work, when I'm not in their presence. Because if I don't have the hope, I can't give something I don't have. I can
Sure.
lie my way through it by being educated. I mean, I can lie my way through it, but it just doesn't work. I mean, there's too
Yeah.
many of us out there that wants to know how to preserve ourselves. You got, COVID-19 going around. You got so many things happening. And now people are waking up that it is truly political. The physicians that wanted to tell us the truth couldn't because of
Yeah.
cancel culture. I mean,
Yeah.
there's just, and if you put your smart cap on, you got to know that, listen, God designed us to be able to fight. He designed our immune system to be able to survive.
Right.
We just lay down and just let the government tell us what we need to survive,
Mm.
And
Yeah.
when we become reliant on them, we actually lose the quality of our life. And that's basically fitness to me, and wellness includes all of that. And when I got in with an organization, and I really want to give them a special shout out because they
Sure.
kind of helped me ignite the fire, which is International Sports and Science Association,
Hmm.
ISSA. I got a chance to meet Dr. Hatfield, which he's the founder of ISSA, which right now they certify anywhere between 10 to 15,000 people a month. Right now, even during the COVID thing. I mean, the offices wasn't open, but they were still doing online education. They always have. But they've
Right.
spread all over Europe as well as the US. And what was so fascinating, Dr. Hatfield, he was known as Dr. Squat because I was a competitive powerlifter in Germany.
Ah.
So he was called Dr. Squat, but his passion was to serve and help people. He said, there's more to fitness than just lifting weights. So he got Tom Platz, Barnathan, Sal, and just a small group of people that actually had the same vision. And I think it's approximately 1995 is when I met the organization. And I've been with them ever since. And they put the fire into me because what I saw was this. I saw something unorthodox that can compete with ACE and NASM and all these other educational programs. But ISSA gives you something different. ISSA gives you literally a future. It not only gives you a future, but it actually tells you how to do it. Now, the element that's missing, that's why Touche is tough, outrageously unique, challenging, highly motivated exercise. And that's why Touche is now an accredited course where you can get 8 continued education units for actually graduating. So it's a 16-hour course. If you're a group exercise instructor or just somebody who wants to know the system,
Right.
you can get educated. Now, ISSA, they also have an AA program and a BA program, which is incredible. I've watched
Yeah.
them grow over the years. So, Frank Mealy is a very good friend of mine. He's been with ISSA since the conception, and he's been the backbone of helping me actually stay connected to my alma mater. I was one of the first to take the test when they first got started in 1995. And I tell you, man, it's been a great experience ever since.
Wow.
So for educational purposes, when you talk about Touche and fitness and exercise, Touche is not just group exercise. It's actually one-on-one because it's tough, outrageously unique, challenging, highly motivated exercise. It
Yeah.
actually embodies my 9 years in the military as a martial artist, as a sergeant in the law enforcement academy, and so on and so forth.
Yes.
I had a platoon, and all I
Wow.
do actually is I use the same concept. I'm bringing the military concept into the civilian concept for real without talking about your mother, or belittling you,
Right. Sure.
I kind of
Yeah.
have to come at a political. I didn't know they stack crap that high.
Yeah, right. Right. That's a good one.
How tall are you? I'm 5'7". I didn't know they stack crap that high. You better get in line, boy.
Oh man.
but
Oh
but
gee.
it's actually a little bit different And so with fit music media, which is the music,
Right.
now you've got exercises, they do music and movement, but I
Okay.
do music with muscle because in the military, we use cadence to muscle. So see, I replace the cadence, call it music to muscle, which movement actually burns calories. In other words, we get the muscle a job. So the music to me is equipment.
Right.
That's why I created a fit music media, which
Okay.
is my own music. Jeff Weber is a part of that. He's a Grammy Award winning producer, and we just recorded some stuff like going in the studio. I did 5 volumes of me talking. Hi,
Sure.
my name is Tony Hill, creator of Touche, tough, outrageously unique, challenging, highly motivated exercise. And today, I mean, the music is playing in the background. So,
Ah,
so,
excellent.
so, so I put all of that together because in the military, when you see me, I have 8 weeks to 12 weeks to take your mind out of your civilian mindset and put it into nothing's impossible for you. If I can
Wow.
get you to believe that, then your life can be transformed in as little as 2 months.
Whoa. Wow.
For real. For real.
No
I've seen
kidding.
it. This is what 8 weeks to a new you is about. 8 weeks to a new you, which is it's a bestseller in Europe and it's still selling in Europe. And I got one called Bodybuilding is Not Weightlifting. It's an easy read. It's in 2 languages. Just the other day, they're rerunning all of our television stuff. It's
Whoa.
crazy. And I haven't been back. We got to America 2016. We came back. I lived in Europe for 7 years. But truly, it changes the concept, changes your life. So when you look at exercise, it's hard work. 20 to
Sure.
30 minutes of exercise a day can change and transform your life. I always use this saying, get your muscles a job. If they
Right.
don't know what to do, they're not going to perform for you. If you do 10 reps of anything first, the muscle already has adapted to 10. Why continue to do 10 the next time and 10 the next time? No, you need to go 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50 repetitions. It's it's
Huh.
it's progressive resistance. I created a system called PRT, which is progressive resistance training. And this is how the military functions. They start
Right.
off, we do PT every morning at 5:30 in the morning. So in PT, we don't have no equipment. We're out there in combat boots, shorts, and t-shirts.
Oh,
And so when we're training, when you hear the drill sergeant go, ready, begin. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. You see the tone of voice? What happens
yeah.
is anything outside the scope of that, you are not going to go there.
Huh.
You're going to stay, ba, 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 ba,
Sure.
ba, ba, two. So what happens is the cadence takes your mind away from the impossibilities of what you were addressed with before you came into the military. Because when I had a platoon, I had all shapes and sizes of people.
Right.
So, but I had to put them together as one. And so, what I did with Fit Music Media and Touche, I took that 1, 2, 3, and I created a 32 beat soundtrack, which
Uh-huh.
actually with like all different kinds of music from drum and bass to dubstep to all kind of different methods, original music, my own
Right.
music.
Right.
I actually took that music and instead of going 1, 2, 3, 1, the music like boom, tap, tap, boom. Same concept. So see not only an instructor, but I'm also an MC. So I got to get in your head. So I changed from drill instructor to MC because that's
Right.
basically the same concept. So in fitness today, you've got Zumba, you've got body pump, you've got all of these things. They're having fun, but nothing's happening. I mean, I
Yeah.
tell people overweight people run marathons, but when you see them, they got knee braces and elbow braces and all kind of stuff on.
This is true. That'd be me.
I mean, it just doesn't make sense because when you're running, your body's not prepared. When you're doing
Sure.
sports, why do you think these people, we pay millions of dollars and they get a hamstring pull?
Ah.
Why? How can that happen? Well, because they don't really have someone like me. Now, I use this as an example, Tom Brady. The reason
Okay.
Tom Brady's able to function at such a high level in his 40s is because he has somebody like me on the side in addition to his training in the NFL.
Wow.
That's the
Oh,
difference. Tiger Woods, same way. They understand the concept. I'm a fitness coach, not a personal trainer. It's different. I'm not a trainer. A
Right.
coach actually lives the lifestyle and understands movement and mechanics to better suit the individual, translating the need for the body, depending on what sport they do. A
Huh.
golfer doesn't need to be buff, you see. A tennis
Right.
player doesn't need to be buff. A soccer girl doesn't need to have fat legs and a small body. A
Right.
soccer player, see, and the different sports, a football player, for example, because I've worked with collegiate football players, a lineman is bigger than a defensive back. You
Right.
see, but
Right.
but a lineman, if you're on defensive offense, if you're on defense, you can use your hands. If you're on offense, you can't use your hands. So you
Got
have
it.
to be able to hit and move that person to open that hole for the back. If you defense, you can use your hands, right? So if
Right.
you're a running back, you got to be able to run. So you need strong legs. If you're a wide receiver, you got to be able to run. Usually they're thin and skinny. So the training is different. If you play baseball, I used to train Jose Vascaino,
Oh,
baseball player. Right
right.
after he won the World Series, he had a frayed shoulder. So I was working with his physical therapist, but we both knew that he was stubborn.
Oh.
And so,
Oh,
and he had just won the World Series with New York Yankees, and so he had one more year left, and he didn't want to quit. He didn't want to go in injured. So I worked with his physical therapist, and we made it through the journey. But it was really tough because he suffered injury, and it wasn't his throwing hand; it was his catching hand, which was really interesting. So he
whoa.
suffered an injury that if he had someone like me on the side, it would have never happened for him because his body would have been prepared for baseball.
It's
See?
just, so is that then you when you mentioned person on the side,
Mm-hmm.
so besides the person he's seeing as his trainer,
Right.
which is I guess regular scheduled kind of a deal, you would
Mm.
be there what on days off, kind of a
Well,
deal, or
usually somebody like, for example, I work with professional athletes, okay, and
right.
collegiate and amateur, from basketball to soccer to football to baseball. I just finished dealing with a kid, 17 years old.
Hmm.
He is actually got a full scholarship ride, just graduated from high school. He's a shortstop. So I trained him to be a better shortstop. 17, he's already being looked at by the Atlanta Braves.
Wow.
So see, at 17. So what happens is somebody like me, for example, he goes to his baseball coach. He has a hitting practice. He has field where they teach you how to attack the ball, pass it off. This is reflexes and stuff like that. You know, you
Sure.
throw a lot during that session. Then he has batting practice. He's there for maybe 2 to 3, 4 hours, learning how to swing. He has a field where he's sprinting and getting his wind up. As you can see, that
Yeah.
baseball players don't run far.
Yeah.
That's why they learn how to slide.
What are you gonna do?
That
I'm going
because
for a
that takes
slide today.
exactly because that takes up the distance they can get there. So that's why they learn how to do that. Now, see, he does that in training camp because that's exactly what they're interested. His training coaches and everything, his performance coaches are interested in him being a better, greater shortstop. That's what
Okay.
they're interested in. Whatever
Right.
they have to deal with, they're going to make him do it. Now, me,
Okay.
I come in and I says, okay, I understand your training philosophy. They give me the date schedule and everything like that. And what happens is I add to. So I work on the tendons, the joint strength. I work
Oh,
on his ankles. I work on his batting so he can engage. I teach him how to engage his intercostal serratus and oblique muscles on the side. Because when you're swinging, you got to be able to swing this
sure.
way. Now a golfer swings this way. See, but it's different with a bat. So I have to
Huh.
get him to be able to use his swing by addressing the movement to the muscles involved in his swinging and his catching and also his fast, quick sprinting.
I was
Because
gonna say,
as a shortstop, you got to be able to move because you're right there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. True, right? And
You
you got to
see?
be able to bounce either way, right?
Exactly. And then coupled with that, I give him nutrition pre, before he goes to exercise. I teach him how to eat and what to eat. That's going to
Uh,
enhance his performance. Post, after he gets finished, how to recovery for his next training session. This is what Tom Brady has.
Oh,
This is what Tampa Bay and New England don't do for Tom. That's why Tom is able to play at the level he is in his 40s.
wow. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of guys like you on the side and eating right
Well,
or good.
the thing is, it's what it is that it's probably, I would venture to say in my experience, it's probably less than 4% of people like me who actually, usually I'm a referral, not, you
Right.
can't find me. Because if
Okay.
you look at my, Tony Hill Fitness, or if you look at touchefitness.com or fitmusicmedia.com or TK Fit TV, what you're going to find is they're going to look and say, wow, he's a trainer. See, no, that's not
Uh-huh.
the same. So see,
No,
usually I'm referred to, like I was with, I don't know if you know the actor Stoney Jackson.
I've heard of that name. I know
Yeah,
that.
I was with him a couple days ago, and we were talking about some things that he was dealing with. So now I wouldn't have never met Stoney if I wasn't with the director that was shooting the film that he's shooting.
Oh,
You see what I
okay.
mean? It's like a
Yeah,
referral thing.
sure.
If you don't know me, you may stumble once you get, like, when you're talking to me, you say, "Oh man, this is great." But if you don't know me, you can write me off as the ordinary trainer, But
Uh,
uh, that's the issues, because I also used to work with the San Diego Charger cheerleading organization when they was in San Diego. That's a whole different ball game
I was going to
because the girls,
say,
yeah, because the girls were 17 to 25 years of age. It was different. If they didn't meet the criteria of the Charger organization, then
hmm,
I'd put them to fat camp, and they didn't want that because they lose money when they go to fat camp.
oh my. And so is it harder than I would imagine, right? So with the girls, I mean, when you're training a bunch of girls or even a
hmm
bunch of guys,
hmm
and so you have all these individual people, but you're trying to make these all one, right? Like,
Yes, exactly.
and
This what
so
I. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
is it hard? I mean, because like this girl is that way and this one likes more sweets than maybe that one, but they all got to be doing the same kind of things. I
Well,
don't know.
here's how I deal with it. I come from, again, serving my country for 9 years,
Sure.
and then being at the academies and stuff like that. Here's what I see. Basically, I really don't believe in racism or anything like that. I think that, or whether you want to call it discrimination, I think that we're all one race. God created us as a
Amen.
human race.
Yep.
I'm really convicted in my heart to that. That's
Same
why I
here.
don't have intermediate, advanced classes, beginners, and that's why I don't do that, because
Ah,
we have enough classifications as it is.
got it.
I tell them, when you come, I talk to you. And if I see over 100 people in my class a day. That's just my classes, right? And so when I see them, they're new. The oldest person in my class is 84.
Wow.
And they're
Wow.
training with 20-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 25. They're training with that. But see, when I go around in my class, I actually modify the class accordingly, so that the thing is that it's not that I want them to do everything in the class. I actually want them to survive the class.
Got it.
You
Yeah.
see, because
Yeah.
if I can get you to hang in there, you're going to get pissed enough at your own personal performance that you're going to always challenge yourself. And it's going to be exciting because you don't know what I'm going to do every day. Touche
Sure.
is so versatile. You don't even know what I'm going to do every day, because I always judge everything that I do based upon the class at that time.
Okay. Right.
Yes.
Is it's so here is it's got a lot to do with here too. Yeah.
Yes.
So what if somebody's like, they've kind of always just they want to accelerate, but there's I can't do
Yeah.
that. Is that something different that you have to deal with?
All the time. Yeah, all the time. And I look at them like this. I says, nothing's impossible if you just try. And I
Right.
say, John Maxwell, I don't know if you heard of him before.
Hmm.
He's a coach. He deals with a lot of leadership. Leadership coaching is what he does.
Oh,
And I was his personal coach for about 2.5 years. I worked with him and his family. And he gave me one of his first books. And in the book, he says, change is never easy, yet growth demands it.
oh,
So see,
I'm
when
sure.
I actually look at people, I tell them, I know for a fact that the reason they think, whatever it is that they think, it has to do with culture. Always, 100%. Has nothing to do with the present. What it was is their past they haven't overcame yet. And the present is still a gift that they haven't opened up yet to prepare them for the future.
Ooh, that's good, man. Ah,
Yeah.
you write
So see,
books on this, I see.
well, yeah,
Man, no
yeah,
wonder
yes,
you're
sir,
books.
yes, sir. But see, and so when I do motivational speaking, this is what I try to get at. You know, I've been to universities and spoken. I've been all over the place, and the thing that I tell people, I says, yeah, your mind's not going to be strong, and I'm going to challenge you today. But
Right.
all I want you to do is survive. And when you survive, you got something to talk about because it's
Yeah.
not going to be easy, but I'm there with you.
Yeah,
So,
right.
you know, and I'm not going to let you do something wrong because I owe you the best of myself and I'm serving you. I'm not interested in you being like me because you never will be like me and I never will be like you. But
Sure.
in respects, I tell people all the time, I'm honored to have you in my presence because you didn't have to have me there. And if there's no you, there's no me. So,
Uh,
you know, and I tell them that and they look at me and now they're ready to conquer the world, you know.
sure. Heck yeah.
So I just took this out here and go pop. You know, I just pulled it out, yeah, of their
Uh,
head and says, okay, I'm going to give this a try. And when they finish, they look at me and says, oh my God, I'm coming back. Because they love the challenge, but it's safe.
right.
Because all I did was respect the culture. You got people so mentally broken. You got women who've been abused, men who's been abused. You know, whether it's physical, sexual, whatever the case might be, you have so much going on in their heads. Exercise is the last thing they're thinking about.
Yeah.
So all I do is translate the need for it. And once I translate the need for it, I tell them this. I told them this last week. There is no better truth serum ever on this planet than that mirror right there. Now look in that mirror and really be honest with yourself. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
tell them.
Yeah. And yeah,
Yeah.
I could see that one. I've looked at that mirror and like, oh,
Hey, you know when you get when you've been where we've been, but I'm telling you, it gets tough.
like, hey, and you're still there? Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
How did you?
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When people in their 50s and they die, I'm going, oh my God.
Uh-huh. Isn't that
How much
true?
time do I really have?
Oh man.
So
But
I'm fighting every day, man. Every day. I thank God for by his permission, I'm alive because I can't control that.
no. God has a purpose for you,
Oh,
and
yes. Yes.
and yours is, I guess, seems like from listening to you, that what you're doing is his purpose, because
Yes.
doing something for the body,
Hmm.
a lot for the mind, and
Right. Hmm.
you're touching the heart, you know,
Exactly.
'cause
And
that's where
see,
God lives.
and for you too, is that if it wasn't you having me on the show, see, you also have a gift and your position is greater and it all pans out.
Sure.
But in and of itself, we all have a mission. And your content and your show is the heartbeat of the information airways because journalism is dying.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to take the risk of somebody telling the truth.
No.
I mean,
No.
somebody asked me yesterday, Tony, are you going to take the vaccine? And I said, nope. And they said, why? I said, simply because I know what's in it. I mean,
Mm.
I know the truth behind it. I don't debunk vaccines. I was in the military. Shoot, before I went to Korea, I took 14 shots in one day.
Wow.
It's the one
Wow.
thing I don't have an eye back here.
It's over here on my shoulder. No.
You know, I mean, I was walking down the line with this. Remember this the needle gun?
Oh, yes. Oh,
Okay, you're ready. Man, I didn't know what they were shooting at me. I probably was glowing in the dark for a while. Didn't
you
even
might have
realize
been.
it.
It said,
But
somebody turn out the lights. They
the
are.
but I did experience one time we had to get vaccine in the military, and
Sure.
GI simply means government issue. And I think that one of the soldiers actually had a reaction. He woke up one morning, his eyes were bloodshot red.
Oh,
Yeah, it looked like the whites were actually bleeding. Like the
oh,
yeah, and so that really woke me up. I mean, to see that, okay, Tony, you need to find out. And that's what in TK Fit, which is the name of the business, TK Fit Inc., I make it a point to research, to have the research necessary. My doctor told me there's good doctors and there's great doctors. And
right.
great doctors will be straight with you because I respect them 100%. And I
Sure.
never tell people, don't go to the doctor. That's stupid.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, that is stupid. You
Something's
gotta
wrong
go.
with you, go see a physician. He'll translate that, and then you can move on that, but just don't take anybody's advice. So Touche embodies all of that. It's about truth. It's about realism. It's about the messenger, just like what you do right now.
Sure.
Uh, you're the messenger. You embody your craft. And this is why we have to learn to respect each other as a whole. I mean,
Mm,
there's too much going on now. I mean,
there is.
I don't know. We just need to get together, man. I mean, shoot. Fitness is the key. Now, it's everybody's making money now. Lose
Yeah.
weight now. Ask me how. Hey, you know,
You know what I've noticed,
uh,
honestly, Tony, is online. I have
yeah.
more recently been seeing, um, I guess they're ads. I'm not sure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
probably ads. Nutrition, and I mean
Uh-huh.
herbalists. I mean people that are
Yes.
telling you to eat. This one woman that I'm going to look into her book, and whose name just eludes me all of a sudden. Um, that she made a book on eating everything on this planet. You know what,
Oh, wow.
like trees. There's certain parts of trees, like cattails, for instance. She says cattails. It's a source of
Yeah, okay.
food. It's shelter, and
Yeah.
in between the leaves is this gooey substance that
Uh-huh.
is natural Novocaine that people used to use a long time ago when they had toothaches. They would get the
Mm-hmm.
juice between the leaves of a cattail and rub it on the
Mm-hmm.
gums and make their. So she's herbalist. Is that right?
Okay. Yeah.
And
It's the herbalist. Uh-huh.
and so you know how you can tend to yourself with natural products,
Exactly.
plants and trees and stuff like that.
Yeah, but that's all fine and dandy. It's really cool. That's fine and dandy, but if your body's sick, the receptors won't work.
Right,
This
right.
is the person who goes on a detox. And see, the word detox, we have to simplify it. What does that mean? That means to not eat the foods that made you toxic. So you detox it. See, we've
Okay.
taken it and sold product and say, do this for 7 days or 4 days and whatever, clean out your colon, or we get an enema, and then we try to restart everything,
Right,
right?
right,
But
right.
what happens is, what people don't realize is that the bad and the good comes out together.
Mm.
So when you finish that, if you do that without having the truth, which is simply don't eat the foods that made you toxic. So if your adrenals run down or your pancreas is going crazy, if your heart or blood pressure is like that, look, okay, let's see what foods you've been eating, and then let's detox. Let's actually change that. So when you start to feel better, then when you take things like what you're just setting, and when
Sure.
you take things like milk thistle, various things are dragon fruit. Dragon fruit is
Mm.
very high in antioxidant. When you do things like that, what's going to happen is your body become receptive, and you can feel them work. See, because
Oh,
you stayed away from the food that made you toxic. And the only way you know is that you try to eat what you ate before you start your program. It's going to make you sick, massive cramps. It's going to make you nauseated. It's going to hurt you really bad,
for
because
sure.
that's your body saying, listen, uh, why are you going back?
Uh,
I actually adapted to your bad way of life. That's why you get a smoker who can smoke for 80 years and live a long
oh,
life. And people go, man, he smoked every day and he lived until he was 80-something years old. But you don't know his quality of life.
yeah. Yes. Good point.
And that's a truth we don't want to even think about. The drinker, you can live a long time with a fatty liver. You can live a long time with a bad gallbladder. You can live a long time with the lungs. You can live a long time with a lot of stuff. But when the body says, I'm tired, and you go to your doctor's appointment
Mm.
and the doctor says, well, you have cancer or something like that, it has already been there 10 years.
Yeah, right.
And that's the problem where the people don't really know that the body is amazing. It adapts to your lifestyle. It really does until it can protect you. And I was telling people about illnesses and viruses. It's cells. It has to do, we got trillions of cells in the body, and their jobs are that if they find an invader, now we do have invaders and like cancer cells and stuff in our body.
Sure.
But the good cells actually keeps them at bay. They're just that's part of life, you know.
Right. Sure.
But the moment you actually start not feeding your body, we take care of our cars, but we do ourselves. So the moment you don't feed your body, what happens is your cells become numb. So their functionality, their normal functionality to defend you is very, very bad. It's weak. Then the white blood cells actually they increase. That lets you know you have some sort of infection somewhere, you know, because, you know, they're trying to fight for you. And then, you know, they can't fight. So here you are, now you got to take antibiotics now, or whatever you have to take to actually, but that shuts down the body's immune system to naturally fight. So even though you finish your antibiotics, you still got to double that time to rebuild your normal immune system. It's crazy.
Man.
Oh, it's crazy.
Huh. Yeah. So, man. So then, for instance, with you and the workout, so physical,
yes,
you know, working on physical, doing that, and nutrition, right?
Yes, sir.
To go hand in hand, I'd imagine. And
well, it's 80%. Nutrition is 80.
80. So
yes,
you really, because I know this much, because I was a junk food junkie for a long time, and I quit fast food basically altogether. And I've tried it. I went back and tried a fast food, and I was like, oh man, I don't feel very good. You know,
it's a wake-up call. Yeah.
It is. I didn't make it through the whole thing.
Wow.
You know, and I just like, I can't do that anymore, you know, and because, well, for one, you know, I'm a type 2 diabetic. So my regimen is, I've cut back on all my meds. And I don't really
you can change that, right?
Yeah.
And you don't really have to, and you know, you don't have, you working out is going to help. You only need 20 minutes of training. I'm working with this actor right now. He just got diagnosed with type 2. I think his sugar was about a little over 350, right? So the thing is, medicine actually kills the natural performance of the pancreas.
Right.
And it becomes a substitute. So the pancreas actually, when you have any kind of carbohydrate, and it's not all about junk food. We're talking bread, for example, whether it's white rye, gluten-free, whatever, it's a carb. We're talking about vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower. We're talking about tomatoes, celery. These are fibrous carbs. When you talk about fruit, we're talking about fruit or simple, which apples and bananas and oranges but each one of them have its own place in the body. But the pancreas sees it as carbohydrate, sugar. Exactly. So when you say, you know, when you say you're a junk food junkie, you can get the same response off of rice or either healthy bread or either a protein shake or either, same response. Pancreas can't just determine what kind of food you're eating. It says sugar.
It's a sugar.
And it starts to release insulin, right?
Yeah.
And so what happens is the insulin that it does release is supposed to return to the pancreas. And so it starts the process over. The problem is that when you have either an overworked pancreas or inactive pancreas, which leads to type 1, then you're totally insulin dependent. But when you type 2, you have to really be serious about changing it, because any organ in your body can recover after 7 to 10 days of really doing the right thing.
Right. Right.
You can stop smoking. Been smoking for 20 years and stop smoking. And in about 7 days, your lungs will be pink again.
Oh yeah. I quit smoking. Yeah.
You
Some time
see?
back.
And if you try to smoke again, it's like, and you can't even stand the sound. And you might be depressed one day or going through, and you're going to try to smoke and you're going to just work through it. And eventually the body's going to adapt to your smoking again because your
Yeah,
lungs
I
know it
know.
very well. You
Yeah.
see?
Yeah. Yeah. No, don't want
Yeah.
to go down that road again.
Oh yeah. But
No, no.
but it's if you this is what I'm doing with you is that I'm helping you to understand your body. Our bodies are the same, yours and mine.
Sure.
It's the same.
Right.
It's just that, we're different. We come from different cultures, different backgrounds. But literally, if you turned our skin inside out, it's the same.
Yeah.
All your organs are the same. Your testosterone is the same. It's affected the same way. Did you know we go through menopause too?
Yeah, I've heard of that. Menopause.
They call it andro. Uh-huh.
Oh, really?
And so, andropause. See, and do you know we do that? We also go to postpartum as well.
Oh.
If you have any ladies that has a kid, we also go through that as well.
Oh. Well, what do
See,
you
and
know?
this is why divorce is high in first babies
Oh. Well,
because
learning
the
some here
woman,
today. I'm
yeah,
getting
because
schooled, Tony.
because the man is not taught. See, we've accept menopause and we accept all this other stuff that women, but no, there's nobody to share with us that hey, we go through it too,
Yeah.
And the woman, I did a lecture at Qualcomm in San Diego, and I had the CEOs there and everything. And after the lecture, I was talking about andropause with men, and this lady waited for me outside when the lecture was over. And she says, Tony, if I had known this, I would have divorced my husband. See, because he didn't know. She didn't know.
Oh. Oh.
See, but see, we go through things too. It's just because you're not taught, you have no point of reference. You just think something's wrong with you. That's
For
why
sure.
today, a man in his 40s, on between 40 and 55 years of age, he's usually killing himself and his family, or just himself, committing suicide.
Man.
We're not
See?
taught. We're not taught that it's normal.
No,
Our
no.
hormones, our hormones change after 35 years of age. They change. Our testosterone begins to drop. The only thing that secures the testosterone being level throughout our life is 20 to 30 minutes of weight-bearing exercise, not the gym lifting weights, but you doing a military type training using your own body weight. And that's what Touche is about. And Fit Music Media, the music. It's the same concept. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. All right. So now that we've got people's curiosity really piqued and because that was think I was leading to that question. Is it stuff that I'm going to have to go out and buy weights or, like the
Nope.
bench and all these dumbbells and,
Mm-hmm.
so it helps
But
somebody like me, for example,
mhm.
understand exactly what it is like that you perform for these people and Touche. What do we
Well,
need?
see so the first thing, you're already equipped. It's your body.
Okay.
So what I do is I do a visual assessment of your body type, your body shape. Body type is so important. There's 3 different body types: endomorph, ectomorph, and mesomorph. Now there's approximately 3 to 7 different shapes within a body type, which is
Mm,
apple, pear, triangle, whatever. If
okay.
you don't know your body type, which I share that with you, then there is no way you can have a sound exercise program because you're probably going to do something that doesn't fit your body type. For example, if you have a woman that's endomorph, which means she's a round body, she has a propensity to be very fat and overweight. So
Uh,
why would you have her lift weights?
oh,
See,
right.
it doesn't fit. Why would she? What value is she going to get out of going to a gym and getting on a machine? It's
Right.
not going to work for her. You see, so the thing is, when you know your body type, actually, it's literally the ingredients to make the best cake ever. But if you don't know your body type, you're making a cake that looks good, but it tastes crappy. I mean, basically, that's how I look. I, and if you want the fastest divorce from your body ever,
Uh-huh.
train train against your body type. Your body, you can be one of those people that train for 10 years and you look the same, and all you got to show for it is, hey man, I lost 10 pounds. You
Yeah.
sick people lose weight. Only
Yeah.
sick people lose weight. Healthy people don't lose weight. They change their shapes. So see,
Oh,
when we go through that first, see, when you
right.
lose weight, it's temporary. When you change your shape, it's permanent.
Got it.
So see, once I do that, then I give them, you write down for me everything you eat for 3 days. That's going to tell me why you're in the situation you're in. I'm going to look at your caloric intake. Do you know if that's all you did all day is sit there? Your body needs approximately 1,500 to 2,500 calories just for you to survive the day.
Oh,
It needs that to live.
right.
See, so if you're going below 1,000 or you forget how to eat, you're already in a malnutrition state and open for disease.
Oh,
So see, once we get all of that out the way, which only takes a matter of just one appointment,
mhm.
then I do a physical mobility test on you. I go through basic exercise like the squat, the push-up, the crunch, the plank to test your core and stuff like that. And then once I do that, then I create your program. So I start you off with 4 exercises, 1 minute in duration. My goal would be to get you to do 30 exercises, 1 minute. That's a half an hour workout nonstop. So that's the journey we take together. And
Right.
it's just your body, no machines, no equipment, no nothing, just you.
Oh, this is fascinating. I'm really intrigued.
Yeah.
Seriously. So,
Yeah. So
how do people find you, Tony? Say they wanted to, now that they're just like, oh, I gotta find out more from this guy, Tony.
yeah, they can go to touchefitness.com or touche.exercise@gmail.com, or they can, and then the music side, on the music, you're hearing my voice in the workout, and all you got to do is do what my voice tells you, and you can also change your life as well. So all the music is original.
Oh,
You can go to
nice.
fitmusicmedia.com, and you can reach me from there because we've got a lot of stuff. And here's the unique thing about Fit Music Media. I created it for many reasons, but for this one reason specifically. The difference between a beat maker and a producer. A producer is a little bit different, a higher level than a beat maker. A beat maker
Mhm.
makes a beat and sells it for 200, maybe 500, maybe $1,000. Once that beat is sold, that beat maker has no more right to that beat. So if he has no
Right.
more right, if he gets 1,500, the person who takes that beat is going to make 50 million.
Yeah.
So with Fit Music Media, what I've done is allowed beat makers to make a profit by paying them the royalties on the music that's sold through the company throughout the life of the music with the company. So with that, um, instead of them getting one time, they actually get residual checks every 30 days as their music sell. Now, our company actually provides the marketing, the branding, and everything for the beat maker. So they no longer have to take their music and put it on the internet and hopefully somebody will buy it.
Yeah,
You
right.
know,
Sure.
it's so that's basically what I did because fitness music is $1 trillion industry. People don't really understand it, but
Oh,
I'm Fit Music Media is and Touche. We're flipping the concept by bringing life to exercise music and using music as equipment instead of you moving to the music. You're actually the muscle is functioning because with the beat, it's like 1, 2, 3, 1.
oh yeah.
That muscle has to move just like this for a period of 1.5 to 2 minutes. 1 minute into this, the muscle says, "Oh, I need more fat. I need more fat." See, that's how
Uh,
that works. You
right.
see, if you do
Yeah.
10 reps, it might be hard at first, but eventually that next day you should be up to 20
Oh,
because the more you demand, the more the muscle cell changes and the need for fat, which is energy, actually is more prominent for the muscle. And so what happens is you change your shape. That means you won't have loose skin.
oh, good.
You see, that means you can tighten everything up, but you've got to get the muscles a job. So
Sure. I guess I'm going to be reaching out to you here soon, Tony.
yeah, yeah. And and I coach people all over the world. I have clients in Switzerland, I have them in Germany, I have them in Turkey, I have them in Canada, I have them in California.
Yeah.
I have them all over, and I do basically what we're doing today. I was already
Sure.
doing this before COVID,
Wow.
because because people, they can't reach you. Plus, we have a program in our home.
Yeah.
If you go to TK Fit TV, which is that's something you'll find. It's actually Netflix on steroids, but it focuses on truth in the fitness community.
Wow.
Yeah, that's so you can go there. We have so many videos you can go to, and to include with the music background where you can get the music. It's different because we talk about vitamin C. How much
Sure.
vitamin C can you take? See, we answer questions like that. What is too much water? Why is water important? Can you drink iced tea? See, all these stuff we go through on that, and you can see those videos at any time. Plus, we do. I just did one on muscle mechanics, how to do an
Okay.
effective squat. Because most people don't exercise right. They
Yeah.
don't engage the right muscle. So if
Yeah.
you don't engage the right muscle, then you don't have the right marriage. And if you don't have the right marriage, you're going to be divorced real quick. That's
Well,
people will
well,
understand that more
yeah.
than they do anything
Yeah.
else.
Yes, absolutely. Well, honey, this isn't working. I guess we're going to go our own ways.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Exactly. That's what the body does. It says, look, I don't care what your mind is saying. I don't
Uh,
like it. So you can still think that you're doing the right thing, but every time you look in the mirror, I'm going to remind you that you're a jerk.
that's classic, man. That's good. That's really good. Holy smoke.
uh,
There's a lot to this. So,
it really is.
when somebody pops in, Tony, and I'm thinking, okay, I'll think of like me, for instance, it's all right. How am I going to remember all this stuff? Yeah. Not, I'm gonna learn, via your touche, and
Yes.
uh,
Yeah.
and then there's the nutrition you're going to have to remember, and so now
Well,
you're going to incorporate.
touche.com. Yeah, touche.com, touchefitness.com. You can see it all.
Gives that all
It's
to
all
you
right there.
because we're
It's all right
all
there.
we're all
Uh-huh.
beginners when it comes to if we haven't been doing this fitness thing like me, for example, I in the world of nutrition,
Yes.
it's like, huh, what what's I know bread's not good, I know rice is not good, but you could lay out a plate of vegetables and I would think that that's good because it's a vegetable.
But see,
Yeah.
yeah, but see, rice is good.
Oh, see,
You
I
see what
always
I
heard it
mean?
wasn't.
See, exactly. See, people say fruit is not good because it's too much sugar. And I say, listen, to this day, they don't even know why the apple has so much healing property to it.
Huh.
Because heard the saying, well, apple, they keep the doctor away. That is
Right.
a fact.
Really?
That is a fact. A banana, if you had 2 bananas a day, that will help you in the zinc, potassium, magnesium area because even though bananas are high in sugar,
Yeah.
it's very good for your heart and minerals.
So are you gonna
And then
is there
go ahead.
countering? Is there countering? It's because, like, say for me, type 2
Yeah.
diabetic, eating two
Uh-huh.
bananas, that's you might as well just piled in the sugar, you know.
Well, see, the problem with type 2 diabetic is, or anything, you just look at it this way. Here's in all honesty.
All
You have
right,
a pancreas that's going wacko.
sure.
So the medication you take is a Band-Aid. It
Oh,
doesn't
right.
heal the problem. So
Yes.
the older you get, the more reliant you are on medicine.
I don't want to do that no more.
And then the normal functionality of the pancreas doesn't happen anymore. It becomes dead
Ugh.
and only ignited when you take your medicine. That's why you hear people say, well, as long as I take my medicine, I'm good. No, you're not. And that
No,
means that
no.
opens up you not to be consciously aware of why you're taking the medicine in the first place. Let
Sure.
the medicine work. Let the medicine work like it's supposed to. Take it, let it heal as you change your program, and then go check with your physician to make sure you're on the right track as far as numbers are concerned. That's
Sure,
how you
sure.
really, that's smart right there. You don't just quit things, right? But the thing with type 2 diabetes, for example, um, let's take rice, for example. Brown rice and white rice. White rice, jasmine or basmati rice, is actually healthier than brown rice.
Really?
Brown rice is high in fat.
Oh.
Now,
Now,
let me bring it to you a little closer. I traveled to Asia.
okay.
They have basmati rice or sticky rice with every meal.
Right.
Exactly.
that's I was leading to that other question. So how is it that and I've seen that my friends, I have several friends Asian, and every time I go to their house, there's always, I mean always, rice on the cooker, always, and they have it with everything.
Because exactly, if you took rice and you put it in your hand while it's cooked, and you do that, it's sticky and it's
right.
Now, if you look at the muscle tissue has like white in it, film. That complex carbohydrate in the rice actually mimics the complex carbohydrate that moves the muscle fiber. Muscle fiber, when you start working out, moves this way.
Right.
So if you took your hands and did this, you'll feel friction and then it'll get hot. So if you exercising, you're doing this and the muscle gets warm and you get that pump. Same concept. Rice brings that concept. Rice.
See? Throwing that rice thing I used to hurt out the window now.
Oh, and bananas are very high in sugar.
Yeah.
But bananas are good for you. See, it's the sugar that the body really wants over something else, like chocolate or a cookie or whatever. Like, take, for example, I give you a fibrous carbohydrate, which is really nice. It's the tomato. Okay. Let's look at the difference between the tomato and the walnut. Walnuts, Brazilian nuts, and everything is great for our prostate. Incredible.
Really?
Yeah. Macadamia nuts, woo, great, right? Why is that? Look at the walnut. What does it look like?
Well, looks like your brain.
Looks like exactly. See, God knew what he was doing. That's brain food. That changes Alzheimer's. That changes it. That chemically keeps everything balanced for you, because that's what the walnut, that's one of the many things that the walnut does. Look at the tomato. If you cut it, tomatoes are high in lycopene. If you cut a round tomato, you'll see in the form of chambers, because it's good for your heart.
Oh. Wow. So it's kind of like a picture. It's kind of like a natural picture book.
Exactly. But we've bought into the narrative of paying people to lie to us because it sounds good and everybody else is doing it. And we don't want to be proactive and really learn about how wonderful we are as an individual first, so that we can actually go to them and says, well, you say this, but my body's saying that. Why is my body liking this and you saying it's bad? You'll find out they'll never be able to answer that question. Because they're hoping that you don't really want to know.
Right. Yeah. No kidding. Oh, exactly. And, there's some things I have to change, I see.
Well, you want to change them right away. But see, if you go to touchefitness.com and subscribe, right? You'll see a Wix thing. You can subscribe to Touche. This is what I encourage people to do. Every Friday at 6 p.m., I do a Zoom, and it's 1 hour free. It's just Ask Tony. You can go to there for free every Friday at 6 p.m., and I'll talk to anybody all over the world about any questions that they may have. The reason I do this is because people have some really interesting questions, like yourself, we just talked, right?
Sure.
So I make myself available for them to be able to help them make the right decisions. Now, it's just 1 hour, so I can't do a lot. But what they do is they follow the website. When you subscribe to it, and what happens is then you actually are connected to me. And I really talk to you. I don't hire people to talk to other people.
Right.
I really talk. So, and then I do videos and I do various other things that you can learn. So now that you and I are connected, we're connected. So I can help you actually understand type 2, and you'll freak the doctor out. You'll freak them out. I love it when they freak the doctors out.
Well, yeah, I love freaking the doctor out. But the doctor I currently have is, I think, is a lot better. Now, I have, over the course of, with her, and it's been about a year and a half. Mm-hmm. So my medications have gone to half of what I normally used to take.
That's very good.
So I've cut out, and my insulin has dropped to half. Metformin is two pills a day instead of 4.
Okay.
Because my diet, I think, has changed a lot from cutting it back on Like fast food was a big deal because, I'm a drummer, I'm a musician. So
Okay.
my weekends are, if I'm not doing this or radio, because that's
Right.
my full-time job, then I'm doing a gig. And so
I got
I'm
you.
on the road.
Yeah.
I go
Yeah.
and I have time to stop by the house, take a shower, sleep when you're supposed to sleep, but then
Mhm.
I need something to eat and I don't got time
Mhm.
to cook, At least that's what I used to say. I don't say
Well,
that anymore.
but I have the clients like that. So what I do is I look at your schedule
Yeah.
and I give you easy stuff to carry with you, so that you won't miss those windows of hydration and food.
Right.
See,
Right.
because it fits, everything that I do fits you.
Yeah.
It's ludicrous for me to give you something that fits me. That's crazy, because we're not the same. Even though we're male, we're not the same. So in
No.
order for me to be able to help you, I have to be able to translate your life. And with that translation, then you're able to move toward a more perfect, balanced lifestyle. But keep in mind, you chose that and you're the
Sure.
one doing the work. I'm just the one holding you accountable, and somebody you can talk to that don't judge you and don't say that's bad or that's good. Because
Right.
most of the food that you eat is not bad for you. It's just the time that you eat it. And it's not only the time or when you eat it, it's how much. All that has to balance out.
Uh,
So if you don't know that, then yeah, you're going to end up with type 2 diabetes. And as
sure.
you start changing your diet, then your pancreas starts to breathe a little bit. The medication's coming back. Eventually, you want to be off the medication, but you
Yeah.
have to be very, very sound in your food. Like eat 3 to 4 meals a day, every 3 hours. Everything that you did. One time, I asked a group of people that I was speaking to. I told them all to raise their hand if anyone in here has ever been a baby, has never been a That's what I tell it. If anyone in here has never been a baby, please raise your hand. Well,
Anybody?
nobody raised their hand, right? And I says, okay, so let's start at the beginning.
All right.
In the beginning, when God created us, He made the woman to be able to carry the baby. Why is that? Because now the baby can't feed himself. So
Right.
whatever that woman consumed went into the baby through the umbilical cord. That's how the baby was fed. So
Right.
when the baby comes out, the baby now, the time is set, because the pediatrician will tell you, feed them every 2 and 3 hours, bring them to the physical. Let's do some exercise by moving their limbs, things like that. Let's make sure they're okay and everything like that. Let's check their eyes and feet. This is a form of exercise for a child. Make sure the child is hydrated. Make sure you don't feed them. There's certain formulas you don't feed, although they should be feeding off of breast milk, right?
Right.
Because the colostrum actually increases the immune system. So
Mm.
if you know that, what happened to you as an adult? You said, well, listen, I don't have to abide by that. I'm not a baby anymore. So I eat when I can. And when I can, I'm just going to eat a basketball every time. And then I'm going to go to sleep. Then I'm going to drink a little bit. Now, if you chose that mentality, if your mom chose that mentality, you would make it to 60.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Right. No. Okay. I
And when I
understand.
get that picture in their head, they
Yeah.
go, oh my God. I said, so see, you're in
Uh,
your situation because of the choices you make. So now let's make better choices together.
so that's
I'm,
what it
I'm
is
right here
now.
with you.
It's
That's,
better
that's, that's
choices.
all it is. That's all it is. But you can't make a choice about things you don't know just because you think it's right.
Right. So let me say, I'm just going to put this out there. My brother is, he's also type 2, but he's really doing pretty good. But
Mm-hmm.
he's into CrossFit training. He loves it. He's been
Okay.
doing it for years. And I'll be
Mm-hmm.
honest with you, I'm never going to do that. I have,
Right.
I look at that and I go, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, you
Yeah.
know? And so maybe if you're listening now, whoever you, thanks for being here with us, by the way, it's Tony Hill, just an amazing person. And we'll say, yeah, I don't mind working out and I would love to do nutrition thing. And so far, listening to you guys, it sounds great. Am I going to have to get into heavy fitness training, for something that I don't really want to do? I just want to get fitness enough to be good.
Now,
Does that make sense?
again, yeah, it makes a lot of sense to me. What I try to tell people, I said, they want to hear from me, whether it's right or wrong, good or bad or indifferent. I tell them all forms of fitness is really good. The question is, Where does it fit in your life?
Right.
And is it the right timing for your life? So CrossFit, for example, most of my clients who've done CrossFit have injuries. And the reason you have injuries is because you didn't do the foundation work. You didn't work out with your own body weight first. You didn't find out what your body type was. CrossFit is about performance, not about health. See, it's performance. Because kettlebell, power cleans, rings, the really sucky way of doing pull-ups. I mean, all of that is about performance. That's why a normal person that's something you never want to do. It's like running a marathon in high heels.
Oh, hello. Geez, I can't make around the corner in a pair of high heels.
It's like you're going, oh man, that's good for me. And they said, yes, sir, this is a very good exercise program for you, but there's just one problem. You must wear high heels when you do it. And that's basically how I see performance training. Because performance training actually puts a person in a situation and the body is going, no, I need hydration. I need what to do post-workout. Hold up, my joints, my shoulders, my neck, my lower back, my knees, my ankles, they're not ready yet. What are you going to throw me in the lion's den for? And that's basically what happened. That's why people love it, because they think that it's something for them. But the moment their backs are out, their knees are hurting, their shoulders are hurting. No, by no means. I really tell people, listen, if you can't do 50 push-ups the right way, what do you think CrossFit's going to help? I says, okay, if you can bench press, I have powerlifters too. Well, I could bench press 300 pounds. I says, okay, give me 50 push-ups the way they're supposed to be done. They don't even make it to 25. And I say, think about what you just did. You weigh 185, but you're lifting 250. Do you know that's like a person who's 300 pounds trying to sprint?
Oh.
That means the heart is just like this, the size of your hand.
Right.
And you're trying to push your body into a corner where it's just not going to go, and it's going to take you out with an injury or death. Exercise can either kill you or it can give you life. And it's very serious. It's incredible. Right. That's why CrossFit, the orthopedic surgeons, actually, because when you go into a doctor, they record now all the appointments. And so they started looking at this thing called CrossFit because they're getting some massive patients from taking CrossFit. Common injury, lower back and shoulders.
Man.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. But I love CrossFit. See, that's okay. All right. When you got rheumatoid arthritis and you can't move, you got to go get a shoulder surgery and all. Okay, go ahead. Can't wait to get back to CrossFit. It's crazy to me. It's insane. I don't like pain.
No. And I was here. It's my CrossFit community.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Fine. You're all going to be in the hospital together.
Exactly. Basically, and they do end up like that too. Every client that I had that did that, literally.
Yeah, sure.
Literally. Yeah. Surgeries, things like that. Yeah.
And for those of you listening online that can't be watching us, it's Tony Hill. Just an amazing physical. What now? Do we consider a nutritionist and physical? Well, do I say physical therapy?
Well, no. It's just what I am is in a nutshell, is a life coach. Because what I believe is exercise is literally life. I've learned so much about people through exercise. Right. I put them in different scenarios where it's going to expose their strengths and their weaknesses. And I put them in that scenario on purpose. So, when I give you an exercise and I tell you to exercise for 1 minute, I watch how you perform within that minute. If you quit, or if you complain, or if you are not consistent, these are characteristics of who you are as a person in life. Uh-huh. And so we got to walk through that together. And then by that time, the first month goes by, you're starting to see your abs and you're starting to feel better and get stronger. Then I says, okay, you're healing, you're recovering. Now let me explain what you said you couldn't do, you can do. So what is it in life that's stopping you from actually crossing over? I had one client who she was physically abused for 17 years.
Oh my.
And when I told her to do a pull-up, she would look at the pull-up knowing that it was impossible, and she would just cry.
Oh.
Now, when she got up to 10 pull-ups, I seen this same woman, literally, who said she'll never, ever be in a relationship again. I was at her wedding about 7 months later. So see, exercise to me means a whole different concept. So I tell people I'm a life coach. And I'm not a title person, but being a life coach means that I can relate to you, because exercise or food or water, it is about our life. It's the foundational principles in which we live. And so, that's why I call it life coach. And, I've written books and, stuff like that. And I do speaking engagements and things like that.
Sure.
So life coach as a whole is what I'm really comfortable with, because the people that I talk to, even like sharing with you today, I'm listening to myself. You even
Oh.
help my life just sharing, because I'm hearing myself. So I'm not talking at you or to you. I'm actually talking to me, which means that I have to be accountable to what I say to you. And
Oh,
that
right.
makes me very careful of how I present myself to you, because already you trust the information that I'm giving you. But I have to know the information I'm giving you by living the life that I'm sharing with you. That's a life coach.
Got it.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So then, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you just listening, it's Tony Hill, life coach, huh? I know,
Yes.
right? Oh,
Yes.
there it is. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I love my new toy.
Yeah. I'd be doing the same thing too.
Oh, so you know what? I think I'm probably gonna sign up. I would imagine. It sounds like I need to sign up.
Mhm. And then
Because
any and then anytime you want me on this show, I'm here for you, man.
oh yeah, we're gonna do
Yeah.
this again.
Yeah.
And by the way, thanks for listening, all of you out there, because this is my first. And Tony Hill, thank you for being the guinea pig.
Oh, okay.
This is my first recorded broadcast of the Rock Box, and
Oh,
so yeah, this is. We used to do this prior, Tony, but we
uh-huh.
recorded it down in Salinas, which is close by where I live, and
Uh-huh.
but that building, the place where I did record it, stopped. They had to close down. And
Right.
I think it was funding, because it was a PBS kind of a deal.
Oh, I
Um,
see. Yeah.
and so since then, it's just been audio, and everything I would run through SoundCloud. I'm going to run this through SoundCloud just for the audio, but
Okay.
I didn't have any more video for, oh, gee, it was probably a little over a year. And so,
Wow.
when COVID hit, then everybody started podcasting more,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And
Yes. Yes.
so, all right, so I couldn't do it yet. I didn't have the equipment. I just got all this stuff to do my radio show from home,
Mm-hmm.
just about the same time COVID hit,
Mm-hmm.
but my laptop sucked. so,
Ah.
so this is new, and so I've been on YouTube. Thank you, YouTube, because I found, okay, well, how am I going to do this? Well,
Right.
here, everybody has something for you to learn on YouTube, right? And
Right.
so
Right.
I'm kind of, again, I'm self-teaching. I have a very good friend of mine who used to produce my TV show, this one, when we had the
Right.
studio, and it's helped me do this. So I have yet to incorporate videos, or like go somewhere else and find your picture and show you how you really, look.
Right.
Uh,
Right. Right. Right.
but I got to tell you, Tony's well built, man. It says one of your arms is like both my legs.
Oh, it's like it's everything is shaped. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's looking
Yeah.
good, man.
You guys
Yeah.
motivate me, man. You motivate me. But also too, if you go to touchefitness.com, and you could actually subscribe there. Please let me know when you do that, so that I can stay in connection with you, so that we can beat this type 2 diabetes together.
Yeah.
Uh, and like in the future, if you actually like this Beyond TV, I think they're doing a new segment called Beyond Health, and they were interested in me actually coming on. It's a sponsored show. They have about 11 million viewers. Uh, It's really interesting because I told him, like, we're talking about a lot of stuff now,
Yeah,
but
sure.
I can itemize things like muscle mechanics, know your body type. How do you come up with your fat burning number? What is my heart rate to burn fat? See, that's the most important thing. And how long do I
Right.
have to stay in that number? Is a heart rate monitor important? If not, why? See, little bitty segments like that are 20 to 30 minutes a pop.
Right.
Or
Sure.
no vitamins and why. Why do you need vitamins? See, vitamins and minerals are different than the supplements. Vitamins and minerals are A, B, C, D, B1, 6, 12, blah, 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 going
Mhm.
on down the thing. If you cover each vitamin, that's a 2 week show. If you cover each vitamin, by the time you get down to the essentials and non-essentials, branched chain amino acids, you can actually diagnose yourself and find out, oh my God, I'm deficient in, I'm deficient in. Because each vitamin, they synergistically work together. But if you're missing one, something's going to happen.
Right.
Oh yeah, it's interesting. So this can
Huh.
go on forever, and
Yeah.
this is what I do. This is what I do.
So
Then we can.
for the layman, Tony,
Mhm.
because here we are. This is, I think, maybe people in general.
Right.
I want to do this, and but there seems to be a whole lot that I'm gonna need to remember. You know,
Yeah.
and so some people will get distracted or discouraged. It's like, man, that's a lot of stuff. I don't know if I can.
It is.
How am I gonna do all? How am I gonna remember all that stuff?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna guide you to the right thing. Okay. You can go to TK Fit TV.
Mhm.
Okay. Or well, let's keep it simple. You can go to TK Fit TV and subscribe. Right. That's $15 a month. Right.
Right.
You can go there and subscribe, and you'll see all the information there. Now, if you go to Touche, let me see, what was it? ToucheFitness.com. My manager, she'd kill me if I forgot this.
Yeah,
Huh.
she's listening to
Okay.
you right
Okay.
now.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So TK Fit TV, right? If you go there, what will happen is for the first 100 subscribers, they're going to get a copy, a translated copy, English version of 8 Weeks to a New You, and
Oh,
it's a PDF book sent straight to you the moment you subscribe to TK Fit TV.
gotta love it,
And
man.
in that book is everything I told you about. If you follow that book, that's over 30 years proven that your life can change. It's very practical, and it has food, it has exercise. By the time you finish, it's going to show you the reality of who you are, and it's going to help encourage you to look in the right direction because we have access to the internet to
Right,
how to
right.
research about you. That's what the book is. It's 8 Weeks to a New You, and you can go there for the first 100 subscribers. We're actually giving that with their subscription. Yeah. So
See,
yeah.
because I gotta tell you, Tony, from what I gathered from you today, it's not just about the physical aspect. It's not just about what you eat. You have a lot
Mm-hmm.
to do with touching people's heads and a lot with touching people's hearts.
Oh yeah, you got to bring both of them together synergistically as one.
In fact, I'm
So
going to
when
be reaching out to you because I'm going to do this thing with you.
Okay, so once you do that, when you go to touchefitness.com and actually if you go again, just reiterate TK Fit TV, get that book, New You, 8 Weeks to a New You, it'll change your life. It's changed so many people's lives. That's why it's off the shelves in Turkey and Germany, all over Canada. It's crazy right now, but it's in another language, but we got to translate it into English.
Yes, all right. Well, people will get it, and for
Yes, sir.
all of our friends here that are listening, those of you watching today or listening online, want to thank you for hanging out with us. And by all
Yes.
means, again, Tony, give them your websites just in case they just now finally got their pen.
Okay, you can go to fitmusicmedia.com. Fit Music Media is about the music. Also, there's the audio workouts within the music to teach you how to train. You can go to touchefitness.com and see all of our programs. It's got information, videos, and everything about how to exercise, what exercise works for you, what doesn't work, how to start an exercise program, etc. You can also see on touchefitness.com, which is just ask Tony, which you can talk to me every Friday at 6 p.m. for free, Zoom.
Yes.
You'll be, soon as you go to touchefitness.com and become a subscriber to that, you click on to that. It costs you nothing to click on to that. And then you'll be sent what is that? That Zoom link. You click on that Zoom link. I'll be notified at 6 p.m. I'm on for 1 hour. That's for free for everyone. You can go to TK Fit TV, subscribe. That's only $15 a month. We're going to give you a book that's about $40 just for that, which is A New You in 8 weeks, which is guaranteed to set you on fire, to give you that body, that health that you always wanted to have permanently, not temporarily.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So it's been a pleasure, man. Tony Hill, ladies and gentlemen, everybody. I know, right?
Thank you.
Tony, you're the man. You're the man. Oh, this has been a blessing to meet you. So.
Oh, it's been a blessing here too. Special shout out to Tracy Harper. She's an amazing lady. She's been a friend of mine for over 20 years.
I love Tracy.
She's amazing. She's actually the one to put this on, and I just want to thank her from my heart. She's a great person. And I'm looking forward. I think I'm motivated. I'm her first client to ever in fitness and health, because she deals with actors and all this other mess, right?
Right.
So see, for me, I'm like, Tracy, just give me a platform. And this is what she's doing. And I'm telling you, it's been a great ride. And I told Tracy, I says, you're going to be in a position that a lot of PR people don't really know about, because you're taking the chance and you have that freedom to do it because you're a boutique. You care about your people. You choose your clients. You have that freedom, and you held on to that freedom. You didn't want to be like these big people that, that lose their clients in the shuffle. So I really appreciate her. So I just wanted you guys in your audience to know how very special she is to me.
Tracy Harper. Tracy Harper, we love you. All right, Tony, hang on just a second. I'm going to put this on a little pause, and I want to thank everybody for hanging out. Thank you. It's been awesome. And thanks for joining me on the very first ever. And thank you to Tony Hill, of John Michael's Rock Box. It's a beginning. We're going to go somewhere down the road. I'll have a producer at some point. It'll be different, but it's still fun. All right, man.